This is our second year in the Aspiring Solicitors scheme. I've learned a lot about how to engage with the mentees, and also as we're trying to build out their network and build out their relationships, I could see the mentees getting much more comfortable. And so I think it's that comfort level which would allow us to have, I think, a more open conversation.
I think the Aspiring Solicitors mentoring scheme has really helped to actually give us a fundamental platform to make us a much more inclusive workplace. And you start to see how that changes then conversations internally as people start to kind of like practice having real conversations and mentor people. They start to do that actually internally as well. They start to better listen to their own people. And so that has a knock-on effect in terms of how we engage our people and also how we develop them.
I think the mentees have benefited from the mentoring scheme in a number of ways. So firstly, I think the mentees gained a really good insight into legal career options and opportunities. And also, I think it was a great way for the mentees to develop key legal skills such as commercial awareness.
I think I'd describe my experiences as a mentor as being hugely valuable. I think we, all the mentors who participated in this scheme, I think get as much out of it as actually the mentees themselves.
It gave us real insight into some of the challenges that new lawyers coming into the legal market are going to be facing. And I think what that means is that we can kind of have a better insight as to some of the challenges they're facing and how we can try and embed in our own sort of ways of working and recruitment, how to facilitate and help them kind of enter the market and help them grow in the world that they're coming into.
The mentoring scheme is important to me because it's a great opportunity, I think, for the mentees to gain an insight into legal careers. I remember back when I was a student, and mentoring was a key thing for me to really understand the nature of a legal career. And I think just generally it's great to network and speak to those who are in that profession.
I decided to take part in the BPNRF mentoring scheme because I wasn't initially sure whether a career in commercial law was really for me, but having took part in the scheme and gotten such an informative experience out there, I can definitively say now that commercial law is the path that I'd like to pursue. And I'll definitely recommend this scheme to any aspiring solicitor hoping to pursue a career in the city.
A major highlight for me was I didn't know I would have the opportunity to still connect with them outside of the mentorship scheme. I asked them about how to build my commercial awareness, so it was definitely a very big highlight for me. They were able to list out how I could approach news articles and the questions I should be asking myself when I'm reading these articles in order to build awareness of commercial law and the markets.
Okay, so Aspiring Solicitors has been running now for 10 years. It's changed a number of people's lives. People who didn't believe that they had a place in the profession, who belonged in the profession, to actually feel like law is for them. And they've gone on and it's changed their lives and their families' lives. Not only have they secured a training contract, they've gone on to become associates, and fingers crossed we're going to have our first few partners in the coming years. The mentoring scheme has been critical for them securing a vacation scheme or a training contract with their dream law firm.
It reinstills my own belief that we are, as a firm, very forward-thinking and ambitious in terms of what we want to achieve, but we're also willing to help individuals achieve their own ambition. For them, learning how to build a network, this is where it really all starts, building a network with your fellow mentees and with the mentors who mentor you.
Really, for me, it's about seeing it click for them, that it is really possible to be a lawyer. There's a saying, if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. It's really rewarding to help them and work with them to make the journey and hopefully see them go far, both in terms of achieving a training contract, but also having a really rewarding career in law.